According to the American Association of Neurological Surgeons, scoliosis affects 2 to 3% of the population, or an estimated 6 to 9 million people in the United States. Denise Poston of Tampa, Florida, tells us about the time when her pain from this condition finally needed addressing.
I'm 62 years old, and my husband and I are self-employed, so we have our own business, an accounting business, where we do taxes and bookkeeping and a lot of desk work. Back in 2003, I started having pain in my forearm. It started out mild at first and got worse. I knew I had scoliosis. I'd had pains here and there, but this was the first severe pain that was really hindering things I wanted to do. It was difficult to sit at a desk and do my work, so right away I was looking for an answer to this problem. So I started to research what I could do without anything severe. I knew it was coming from my neck. I have scoliosis. I knew that this was an issue that was pinching a nerve here and coming down. So I started to go to doctors. I got MRIs done.
She took over-the-counter medications and attempted conservative methods of relief, but her pain was escalating. She visited with other doctors who recommended that she undergo a fusion surgery.
To try to minimize the pain, I was taking just a minimum amount of aspirin. I have a kidney issue, and that was probably not even a good idea to do that, but I didn't want to get myself hooked on anything stronger. And as the pain got worse, I knew that was going to be more of a temptation to get hooked on something that I would not be able to control. The pain had gotten to the point where I was having trouble going to my office, sitting at a desk and holding out my hands. Anything that was holding out my hands was aggravating the problem, making it all the worse. So typing was an issue. Most of my life I've gone to chiropractors trying to stay healthy overall, especially with my scoliosis. I was trying to avoid bigger problems. So that was a routine in my life. But that was not fixing this pain. The x-rays, MRIs, whatever I had had done showed that there were some severe problems. I had some doctors talking about going in for some drastic surgery to correct this and stop the pinched nerves. I was not on board for that. So I was looking for something that was not going to be that drastic.
Upon finding the Bonati Spine Institute and learning about their targeted approach to eliminating pain, Denise made an appointment and soon scheduled her procedures.
One thing that was impressive with the Bonati Institute is that for the first time ever, I go into this facility and they just move me from station to station, and within a few hours I've gotten all of my work done to get ready for the surgery. All the imaging was done, whatever pre-op needed to be done, physical, everything was done under one roof. I was so impressed. I wasn't running all over the place to get anything done, which is great. When you're not feeling good, that works. The day of surgery, I simply followed their procedure and showed up. Being on the table was very impressive to be able to watch what they were doing. I was able to respond to their questions, and they were inquiring as to whether I was still in pain or not. So they did an amazing job of keeping you totally calm. It didn't seem like it took very long at all. I don't know how long it took, but it seemed very quick.
10 years later, Denise began to experience severe pains in her lower back due to another pinched nerve.
The lumbar pain was a pain radiating into my hip and then down the side, actual side of my thigh. And if I stayed on my feet, because it started always with when I was standing, so any length of time on my feet got worse and worse. So if it went beyond, say, on my feet of more than like 5 minutes, the pain would radiate down below my knees and eventually get to my feet. It would feel like an icy, hard to describe actually, icy pain. A pinched nerve is just the worst feeling. You just want it to stop. And in my case, sitting would relieve the pain for the most part, so I was doing a lot more sitting. I was just becoming sedentary. Anytime I was wanting to do something, I would have to think about how much time am I going to be on my feet. If I'm going to be on my feet for more than 5 minutes, I would actually carry this little cane device that would pop into a little chair so that I could sit down, because I knew that I would not be able to keep up with everybody. I was going to have to take a break. So it was definitely limiting what I could do with family and friends.
Luckily, she knew what to do and confidently returned to Bonatti to have that issue taken care of quickly.
Since the surgeries, I am able to do a lot of walking that I wasn't able to do before. I can actually walk around the block a few times and not be in pain. I sit at my desk for hours. I don't have a problem. So the walking, sitting, functioning with my arms out to type, it's totally unaffected now, and that's quite a relief. I can live my life now. Everybody at the Bonatti Institute treats you like a family. So no matter whether you're at the counter talking to somebody to be told what your next move is, or actually sitting with the surgeon or the anesthesiologist, they treat you really well, and not like a lot of places treat you like a number rather than a person. I don't experience that at Bonatti, and that's one of the things that made me come back to them.
As not all minimally invasive procedures are the same, Denise offers a simple yet meaningful consideration for those contemplating surgery to treat their back or neck pain.
My thinking was this: if you're going to put metal next to bone, over time the metal's going to win. The bone's going to lose. So that simple concept to me said I had to go with minimally invasive and hope that would work. And thank the Lord it did. After all these years, I'm still doing very well. Both surgeries were completely successful, and I'm able to live my life again. And I don't think after all these years that I would be saying the same thing if I had had a fusion, which is what other doctors told me I needed. So I'm very grateful that I chose to go minimally invasive, and that Bonatti Institute was there for me.